I ate 18 deviled eggs, and I don't feel the least bit bad about it.
The devil made him do it.
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Welcome back to ReddX, or, for the first time, welcome, I suppose. We're getting into some r/Tinder today. Basically exchanges between the lovelorn. And sometimes it is nice to take a little peek in, have some schadenfreude, you know what I mean? Probably you do because you're here. So we'll start to show up. I'm a little bit sick, but trying to keep the energy high, It's probably going to go great. Let's get into it. And thanks for being here, by the way. This OP says, I really need to stop using Tinder. Dude says, hey, Baba, you trying to get tore up tonight? And she says, your dong is not big enough to talk to me that way. Lower your voice. Damn. I heard that. Okay, all right. Let's start again. Hey, gorgeous. Any plans for the holiday weekend? I mean, I admire the pullback and, the reattempt and stuff. I don't think it's going to be enough to clinch this, though. It's not a great start. We try to put our best foot forward first, you see? Then if she's feeling the vibe, maybe you could go into all the mama stuff, which, I don't know, kind of cringe in itself, but I'm not going to rip on it any further. Short one, so we're going to keep on moving. This person says, I've got company. He says, do you stay alone or with somebody? And she says, with someone. And he says, do they want some head too? Fuck. And she says, yeah, my mom and dad would love that.
Love when we come together for family time.
Oh my God. I didn't know it was like that in this family. There's no place like home for the holidays. Oh, that's so funny. I think it's from Grindr. There was no she, but I just like to do a she voice and a dude voice. Makes it easier to distinguish, you see? Anyway, this OP says she ghosted me and then sent me this 10 days later. Do you have any recommendations for rom-coms I should watch? I've never really explored this genre before. And she says, how to lose a guy in 10 days. Oh, because she texted 10 days later. Okay, I'll see myself out. She really wants you to respond, but don't give her the satisfaction, to take a few slow steps backwards until you hit the door. Then you turn and run. She's miserable. She's going to pull you into her shit pile. Okay, I'm glad we got all that sorted out. This OP says, here is my first religious turn down. She says, just work. Any plans for you? And he says, same, just working out and adopting a dog on Sunday. Party emoji. If you're free Thursday, want to grab a drink at bar? And she says, oh, exciting. I work all day on Thursday, but I'm free Friday to Sunday. And he said, well, how about Saturday then? And she said, Saturday sounds good. And he said, great. Want to switch to text in the meantime? And she said, I just noticed that you're an atheist and I'm a child of the Lord. Unfortunately, I don't believe this is going to work out. Less than /3 broken heart thing. Goodbye forever. Well, okay. OP says, yeah, it was nice chatting with you. Good luck with everything. And so it was, they parted ways. I thought goodbye forever was like super dramatic, but I guess, she knows what she wants. She wants somebody she could share her spirituality with. And yeah, I'm glad that she caught that before you guys waste each other's time. Like, imagine if you had met each other and liked each other and then she had to, try and convert you. One of you has to change who you are. That's never good. So good. I'm glad. This is a happy story after all. And if we're going to go along with that theme of avoiding dumpster fires being a happy thing, then this girl's profile is super extra happy. OP just says, yikes. That sums it up pretty good. About me, 6'3" plus only. Literally a requirement for me to swipe right. I'm 5'9.5", so yes, I'm picky about height. See, she wants to be able to wear the 6-inch heels and whatnot. Unfortunately, you get up on those things and you look like Porky Pig on a pair of stilts. Princess treatment or nothing? Yeah, I choose nothing. Or I guess princess treatment might be okay. I would trade you away to a neighboring nation if I had one that I wanted to strengthen my political bonds with. Message me first. No. BPD girly. So unless you can love me at my best and worst, don't bother. God. I mean, it is nice that you'd stick that right in there. It doesn't sound like you're in therapy or taking any steps to manage it. You're just like, this is everybody else's problem. Terrifying, but also, yeah, pretty hilarious. I'm just deeply glad that I'm not you. Don't waste my time either, or you'll find out the hard way when my favorite playlist is called Rage. Yeah, cool. Implications of a domestic situation. Great. Also, I'm Jewish and have personal connections to the war overseas, so if you like the other guys, respectfully F off. Yeah, we got teamsies. I want to believe that this is like almost too on the nose. We've hit too many points and maybe it's sarcastic, but I just don't know anymore, dude. I've seen people like this out there in the wild. They definitely exist. She thinks it's a cute and quirky thing. Luckily, she doesn't realize that, yeah, she's displaying her whole collection of red flags. Eventually, she'll meet a legitimately decent guy who can look past all of that and swipes right, and she's gonna chew him up and spit him out. The saddest story you ever heard. I'm just saying, keep your head on a swivel out there, fellas. Not all sliz is good sliz, huh? You don't have to put up with all this. We could do better. Even nothing, that's a lot better. Anyway, we're moving on. This OP says, we are surprisingly no longer matched. And she said something and he says, got it, thanks, I'm good, you? And she says, yeah, I'm doing well, eating my body weight in Thanksgiving food, and it is fantastic. And he says, gross, lol. Men want to take you on a date after you tell this? Well, not directly after the Thanksgiving dinner. You gotta wait a day or two until I run out leftover turkey in the fridge. OP says, well, yeah, men do, because most men aren't judgmental a-holes. They know that I'm being silly, but good luck with that attitude. Oh, there might be some sort of language or cultural barrier there. But it's not up to you to tear those barriers down. You don't fucking get Thanksgiving. That's the whole point of this holiday, is to stuff yourself until you can't anymore. It's like the one day of the year that I will go completely ham, you know? I ate fucking 18 deviled eggs, and I don't feel the least bit bad about it.
The devil made him do it.
It was delicious. I don't think it gets gross until I'm like describing the consistency of the eggs once they came out the other end, you know? Just a tar-like sulfur poop. That's gross for you. Anyway, we're moving on. This OP says, what happened to hello? How are you? Dude comes in and says, wanna get spit roasted by me and my bro? Yeah, I don't think inserting hello, how are you before that would have made it any better. OP does seem into it though and says, I do love a hog roast. I mean, yo, nasty. Finalist behavior. That's all I got to say about it. People wouldn't feel the need to do this shit if it wasn't actively encouraged. He says, well, you got the opportunity now. And she says, who's your friend? And he says, don't worry, he's fit as well, wink. We can't send pics on here, which is a shame, laughing with tears. And OP says, as well? Who said you were fit, laughing with tears? Damn. Was this just like a slow burn? Was the end goal immolation this entire time? What a ride. I don't even know what to think of it. Matter of fact, I don't prefer to think of it any longer, so we're just gonna move along. It's fine. Soapy says nothing like opening Tinder before dinner. This is what, Chloe? Something like that. She's 19, waitress, 36 miles away. And she says, I like doo-doo! No Latinos, please.
What are you gonna do? Shit on me?
Yeah.
Order up.
Yep, and now I'm gonna sit down and enjoy a delicious dinner. And I think we can all rest assured knowing that it wasn't prepared by the girl who likes doo-doo. Yeah, imagine seeing her as like your waitress at a local restaurant or something like that. Oh my god. Now I have this forbidden knowledge I can't ever unsee. At least she knows what she wants, but yeah, it's a little, that's too hardcore for me, man. I can't. I'm sorry, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but I don't want to poop on you. I don't want you to poop on me. It's stinky, it's gross. Again, I gotta run away in horror. Next post, I can't do this anymore. This OP says, I think I found my soulmate. I presume you're saying that sarcastically. But if not, then hey, yeah, good for you, buddy. This is person, active in the last 2 hours, thing in common, also has kids. Hostile woman seeking unfulfilling intimacy, future divorce, and codependency. It is funny. Searching for whining with a misplaced sense of entitlement and lots of expectations. Bonus points if you just finish dating every girl in town, but prefer to take it slow with me. I'm open to an unsatisfying fling, but I prefer a long, drawn-out descent into booze and misery. Oh, she misspelled descent as decent. I'm sorry. You almost clinched it. But I don't know, OP seems really into it, so take a chance, you know? It's better written than about 90% of the other profiles, so I guess we could let one spelling mistake slide, couldn't we? Couldn't we? Who cares? You make your own choices. This OP says, is this Rizz? She says, I go crazy for hiking. And he says, hi, queen. Hi, king. Hi, queen. Going on. She's honestly the best message I've ever received. Yeah, you're rizzling a little bit right now. Go ahead, feel yourself, just not too much. I'll move on to the next post. OP says, surely this has to work. She says, I'm really attracted to tall nerds. And he says, me. And it's like a long, tall stick figure. And next to it, it says, E equals MC squared. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, depending on how desperate she is. We probably could plug this into an equation to figure it out. Chance of success equals desperation times number of swipes squared. Yeah, there you go. That's trace amounts of science or something. What a stupid joke. What a stupid post. I'm moving on. This OP says, was it even worth correcting her, or did I just ruin a match? Don't mansplain to me, OP. Okay, but objectively you are wrong, like if you Google it. She says, ooh, I don't think I know that character. What's he like? And OP says, he just tells the best stories. He's been all over the world and has a story for everything. Who would you pick? And she says, oh, I love that. I would either pick Cleopatra the 14th, Joan of Arc, or Shi Yang. And he said, I've never heard of Cleopatra the 14th, not gonna lie. And she said, famous Cleopatra, last ruler of Egypt before the Romans took over, had an affair with 2 emperors who tried to invade Egypt. And he said, yeah, that sounds a lot like Cleopatra the 7th. I thought I had missed a few Cleos in there. Definitely not worth correcting over. Unless, like, you love history. It seems like you two are trying to relate on that. I think we can figure this solution out with another equation. How much you like her times the number of history books in the world squared by the amount of Cleopatras that there actually aren't. There you go. Good luck. In all honesty, though, I think you should be able to correct somebody, and she should take that with grace if you actually are right. I don't know how many Cleopatras there were. I don't give a shit. Oh, wow, Cleopatra's big hairy bush saved Egypt a couple of times. You better put that in the book. Actually, ReddX, Egyptians pluck their hairs. Yeah, okay. I know, okay. It's all easily Googleable. I know. It's for the joke. She's rocking a jungle down there in that desert heat. It's funnier. Who cares? Whatever. We're moving on to the next post. This OP says, reasonable. She says, all I ask is that you please do not talk to me if your ex is alive. I already have a lot going on. You presume I have one ex. And you're right. It goes at the end of my YouTube handle. ReddX. That's stupid. No stupider than what she said, though. Like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I find your insecurities really quirky. Great. Next post. This OP says, swung big and then accepted defeat. And he says, hi, Bobby. And she says, ew, immediately unmatching. Dang, but I understand. Do you though? Why would you open with that if that's what you understand? I guess it's kind of like the doodle girl, you know? You just like, this is what I enjoy, and I hope that you enjoy it too. And if not, then you unmatch. But before you unmatch, could you please send me to my room? No, never mind. That's terrible. I shouldn't have said it out loud. I made it much worse. Okay, we're moving on now. This OP says, I can't believe that worked. What worked? Huh? Whatever, good job. He says, a dancer in blank, that means there's 100% chance you work at place, right? And she says, 100% no. Odds really weren't in your favor, though. I will give you another shot. And he said, damn, I have no other guesses. Wait! Are you a stripper, Lamau? And she says, that's crazy. I dance at a theater on the strip, lol. He says, Lamau, whoops. Okay, I was closer with my first guess then. I was right that you were a show gal, but not a stripper. And he said, I could fix that. And she said, well, please tell me how. He said, I'm thinking if we hang out for a bit, we both might end up that way if everything goes well. She says, sweaty AF with glitter all over us. And he said, haha, I sure hope so. Sounds fun, TBH. A really intense arts and crafts sesh. God, I love arts and crafts. Yeah, so you'll remember her forever, not just from the glitter, but also from the ReddX brand Super 8!
He's got AIDS!
Really, I enjoy how OP is doing like a bit of a weave, you know? You want to make it a little flirty and dirty and then take it back in a more innocent direction? It's good strategy here. I can see why it worked, is all I'm saying. He says you can never have too many popsicle sticks. And she says, I prefer tongue depressors, actually. More surface area. See, then we're weaving it back to the dirty direction. All right.
We all know what's going on here. The kids don't know, but we do.
OP says, I genuinely can't tell if you're purposely trying to get me going or if my mind's just in the gutter. Actually, I decided it's 100% on purpose. I mean, come on. And she says, the world may never know, smiley face. He says, well, hit me up if you ever need a tongue depressor with plenty of surface area. And she said, I'm actually in need right now. Well, yeah, I could see why it worked. She was down the entire time, I think, but you played the hand nicely. And yeah, now you get to go, I don't know, do whatever the hell you're gonna do. But it seems like you both want to do it, so I won't say boo. I will say, you know, slightly fatherless behavior, but it's fine. I don't need to keep bringing that up. I'm sure it's already in the back of everybody's mind. So we're moving on. This OP says, the irony. It's like a picture, family photo there. You and your mom or something. And the irony comes in when she says, the way to win me over is not making me have to figure out which person you are in the photographs. Can't you like put emojis over the other person that's not you or something? Then you're protecting privacy and also, yeah, it takes the guesswork out of the whole thing. Although maybe guesswork's some of the fun part, you know? It's like playing Russian roulette with your super likes. Rather short, rather silly, rather clueless, and we're gonna move on. This OP says, bro, this is classic men. Yeah, what's classic about it? I guess we'll see. She says, right now. And he says, it would literally cover you in whipped cream. And she says, that's hot. You should. And he says, you do bird feeding? Is that like an emetophilia type of thing? I don't like that none too much. From the stomach or from the mouth? You tell me right now. I think I could handle one. The other would be really just a little bit too much. She says, bro, that's crazy. Only if I could do the dirty raccoon to you. And he says, yup, what is that? She says, look it up, buddy. Okay. I don't know, I can't figure it out. And she said, it's an act during coitus, which is characterized as finger blasting somebody in the stink hole and drawing circles around the receiving partner's eyes. And then once the circles are completed, the performer ends all contact, runs out the door, and tips over the recipient's garbage cans.
I wouldn't get into too much detail on that, dear.
Dirty raccoon. Ultimate trash panda. What a dumpster fire. He says, huh? You got snap? I bet he would do it too. You nasty. What levels of desperation have we sunk to? We don't need all this. What happened to the good, clean classics? The One-Eyed Pirate, One-Eyed Dolphin, the Ghost, the Wicker Man, the Porcupine, the Milkman. You know, there's just a lot of things that got made up. Probably half the ones I said just now aren't even real. Yeah, I got it with the old Ronald McDonald. Cool. It is classic men, though. At least the boys around here having fun, you know? Anyway, moving on. This OP asks, thoughts on this? Yeah, probably. Let's see. He says, hi, and she says, hi, and he says, how are you? And she says, horrible, how are you? Already ghosted. I don't want to deal with your horrible shit, all right? It's bad energy. But OP does engage and says, same, what's going on with you? She says, I got violated last night by someone I thought was my friend. What's going on with you? Jeez, what the fuck? I just sat down. Why are you doing this? Big trauma dump. You would have been right to walk away at horrible. I'm sorry that happened. That is a terrible thing that happened to you, but I'm not the one that's gonna fix it, all right? You need to get yourself into counseling and therapy and stop dumping this into the lap of just random people on the internet. That's, yeah, not something I or most other people would know how to deal with. So we're moving on again. This OP says, why the 360? He says, I've got good news and bad news, Megan. And Megan says, give it to me straight, Raymond. And he says, bad news, you're single. But good news, I'm single too. If you do me the pleasure of giving me your number, we can do something about this situation, smiley face. And she says, see, that's what you call problem solving. And he says, yeah, I don't see the number though. And then she ghosted him for like over a month and a half, just put him on the back burner while she crashed and burned in some other relationship, presumably. And then she comes back around and says, are you still looking for my number? No, as a matter of fact. Think about it, Raymond. She's emotionally unavailable, Raymond. Why you want to be with her, Raymond? Trust me that sometimes nothing and no one is better than somebody who's not going to value you or your time. You gotta call her out. You gotta say, look, Megan, it's not cool what you did. I don't play that shit. And she'll say, oh my God, I'm sorry, Raymond. Give me a second chance. And you say, no. Good job, Raymond. You survived in this hypothetical scenario. Now let's see you do it in real life. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video around, join up on the YouTube memberships or the Patreon if you would be so kind. Consistent money every month really does help us out a lot. We've also got merch over on the fourth wall. Screen printed, embroidered, pillows, buttons, whatever you would like. I'm sure you can find it there. And if there's nothing that you would like, well, let me know. Drop a suggestion. I take suggestions in the comments down there. Of course, if you can't afford to throw money around, that's fine. I really do want you to share the video, though. If you think you know somebody who would like it, go ahead. Open their mouth wide. Shove this down their throat. Nothing like word of mouth. Can't put a price on that. Anyway, whatever you decide to do, I hope that you'll remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカSunlight printing on Nippon steel, folded 1,000 times. Can cut through any argument, defeating illogical crimes. Dew drifting down from the heavens, settling on all my blade. I quest higher into the mountains before my euphoria fades. Nani baka nani baka, nani baka nani baka, nani baka. There I seek the sacred bird, and its flesh and I shall render, carving out the holy snack to claim that